Start getting this thing going. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Oh boy, Bitcoin. So let's go out to the daily real quick. Daily looking a little scary. Oh no. Oh no, we're looking scary. No. That is a bearish hammer on the daily, just so everyone knows. Let's go out to the weekly real quick. Well, shit. Well, shit, brother. CPI data not looking good. CPI data comes out tomorrow. I don't think inflation really hit us, so I don't think it's gonna matter. I think people are preemptively selling so that if it is good news, they can pump the market. If it's bad news, well, they already sold. I think that's what the volatility is doing right now. How you doing, Bernard? Welcome in, Crypto Cruise. Hello, Sleep. How you doing? What's up, Pepe? I warned you about the dump. You warned me about the dump? I'm pretty sure we did the TA on it last night, where I was literally calling the pullback, and I marked it out. But, yeah, no big deal. You did it. You did it. One thing we do have to point out, though, is the absolute insane bearish divergence that has been playing out on the weekly. So this is on the weekly here. We are in a beautiful little downtrend, and it's like we're interacting with it now. Yo, what's up, Bullish Bob? How we doing? We are way overbought. Once again, we can stay overbought for a long period of time. That doesn't matter. I actually made it here for the beginning of stream. You did make it here for the beginning. You did. You did do it. So right now, we have a nice downtrend on our weekly RSI. We came close to it. We're starting to get a rejection, but we could break out still. Anyways, we are at all-time highs. We would expect a bit of turbulence. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. We have massive support levels right below us. So based off our weekly time frame, we could fall all the way down to 104,661. I would expect this area right here to act as major support, anywhere between 100,789 and 104,661. That I do believe would be a very hard target for the bears to drop us below. But then we also have support at 109,061. Previous highs on the weekly could act as a support once again. But yeah, the bearish div, that's something we do have to pay attention to. Of course, there's the argument now that we canceled it out. The fact that we could have canceled it out, that's why we can't be bearish until we get the lower high. So we do not know if the bearish divergence will play out or not. We just don't have confirmation. Let's see. What in tarnation is going on with ZBZN? It pumped like crazy and now it's retracing. We'll check out the chart for you. We'll check it out. ZBCN. We'll check it out. But yeah, so this is Bitcoin on the weekly. Let's go ahead and check out the daily, and the thing that we need to be worried about, going to keep buying BB. Alright, we did cancel it out, but we just rejected the overbought zone. Oh boy, Jim. Oh boy. Yeah. So right now, the biggest worry that we have on Bitcoin's price action is this. I guess it's a dragonfly, but it's a bearish dragonfly. If we end the day with a bearish engulfing candle, expect a brand new downtrend. Just expect us to start retracing and look for these support levels to hold. So Bitcoin right now, it has done an amazing job. It made measured moves. It did a fantastic job doing that. But We also have this right here to focus in on that we never really back tested. We could come all the way down and touch it. So all of these are possibilities. CME gap, 114 and 91K. I think it would be really hard for them to get it down to 91K, but it's always a possibility. I think it would be really hard. Remember, guys, 2021 bull run will never be the same again. That's true. Never will be the same again. That last bull run was strange, to say the least. When it did this, it was very strange to live through. It was like, oh, we went down the higher high followed by the bear market. That was strange. What's up, Rich? You're here. You're here. Don't worry. We're going in depth here. We're going in depth. I don't think we're going to get as many requests as we did yesterday. So, request, take a back seat. We're dropping alpha out here. Anyways, so Bitcoin right now, looking like it wants to pull back a little bit. No biggie. It's fine. It's normal. Look at the 4 hour. This is the weird part. The 4 hours, like, back in neutral territory already. You have low stochastics. Surprisingly, I think Bitcoin is going to allow the alts to go up tomorrow. Surprisingly. But yeah, we're going to see if we can hang on to this little level down here. So right this moment, right this second, what I had measured out yesterday was this up here. We broke through it. We have another level right here. So we're going to see if we can hang on to that or not. And then pop up here for a lower high and then start dumping. That would be great. That would give a lot of alts an opportunity to start going ape shit. So we'll see how that goes. Let's check out our liquidation heat map here, because I'm sure the longs are about to get absolutely devastated. Oh, look at that. They've been getting devastated. No one would have, no one could have seen that happening. No one. They're almost taking out all of the longs. They have a little bit more to go at 116,949. There's still $101 million sitting down there. Let's check out our weekly real quick and see how much liquidity these guys are taking. Golden Pocket, 114K. All right, Brad. All right. I think the liquidations are going to have something to say about all that. But that it's Golden Pocket might be nice. So yeah, we still have $303 million sitting at 116,672. That's a lot of liquidity. But we also have 300 million at 115,000. Yikes. There's an opportunity for the longs to get really devastated. This is going to cause me to not really want to trade tonight and basically just see what the market looks like in the morning. But that is a lot of liquidity there. That is a lot. Let's go ahead and check out Bitcoin to the euro real quick. See how it did over there. Did not touch all-time highs. We hit that 1272. We got into the zone where people should probably consider taking profits. But we have not made the measured move and all-time highs yet against the euro. That is too bad. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Yeah, these pullbacks are nasty right now. They are nasty. I'm not in any trades right now. None. I got out of everything. Get out of longs on alts. Sleep. I'm never going to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you what I did. I got out of all of my trades. I am not in any trades right now. Yeah, that's the euro. Let's go ahead and check out total. Total. I want to see what's going on over there. So let's take it out to the weekly real quick. Would you look at that? Total barely made an all-time high. Holy shit. Wait a minute. How weird is that? Alright, so total has barely cleared its all-time highs, while Bitcoin has been exceeding tremendously. So anybody who doesn't understand how much Bitcoin has taken over the market, this right here is a very strong indication. Bitcoin has been taking everything. But you hold spot bags? Of course I hold spot bags. Of course I do. My spot trades, I end up triggering those whenever they hit certain levels. I'm very indiscriminate about those levels too. I will wait as long as it takes for them to get there, or I'll just let them sit down there at zero. But the area in which I usually accumulate, it's pretty low, so I'm not too worried about it. It's pretty darn low. So yeah, if we look at total market cap, this is showing we could get a nice little pullback back down to 3.2 trillion. 3.74 trillion was our all-time high. We breached it. How much of that is Bitcoin? Bitcoin's market cap. Hold on. Go to top. Bitcoin's market cap 2.3 trillion. Holy smokes. That's wild. So the alts only have 1.4 trillion. All of those alts, 1.4 trillion. Ugh. High level technique on taking profits in next bull cycle. I guess I can explain it. I made a video directly about my profit taking levels, but let's just take this for instance. Let's say you were buying down here, then you would take profits right here and right here, and then you'd let the rest run. That's basically how I do it. It's like 50% would be gone at this level, and then another 50% would be gone at this level. And then the rest is my moon bag. Maybe I end up buying back in if it comes down to a good area that I like and I still like the project. Honestly, all it is. But when I find lows, that's the only area I will buy in. I refuse to buy at these prices. I absolutely refuse. There's no way you'll ever get me to buy up high. Ever. Can we look at total? Gold star 32. Okay. $32. That was a weird one to write down. I'll tell you what, Jim. That was a weird one. But it's written down. We will get there. We will get there. So yeah, looking at total right now, this is a very interesting look because we do have the triple bearish divergence. This is a very bad sign for total. Total is basically saying we topped out. That's unfortunate. Now all we're waiting for is a lower high. If it comes. We could still break to the upside, cancel this out, but just if it comes, it could be a real problem, guys. Could be a real problem. Everybody's going to say we canceled out the bearish divergence because of this high and this high. So yes, by that aspect, we canceled it out already. I would just be very weary. Gold 32 is 1 kilogram of gold chart. I remember, Jim. I do remember. Looking at the daily here, daily just got overbought. You're fine. There's no new bearish divergence, but I don't really like that you are lower. So there is traditional bearish divergence based off, you have your bearish div, but from here to here, it is lower. Or it's double topping. I don't know. My indicator's kind of messing with me here. It's like a double top on your relative strength. So weird time on total. Weird time on total. Let's go ahead and check out the other thing I want to look at. I think that was it. Total 3? No, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that. So let's look at the Ethereum next. Ethereum next. I forgot my train of thought there. So looks like Ethereum, did it tap the profit taking level? Looks like it tapped it. Hold on, let's get rid of that. Yeah, we tapped the 618 perfectly and we're pulling back. So not bad on Ethereum. We're just back in this little bull flag here. No big deal. Waiting for the reset. Then we might be able to see a run up to 3,335 if we stay bullish. Also, I think C token's going to have a really good night if Bitcoin stops dumping. Just a heads up there. We're not going to look at it, but just pointing that out. XRP. XRP here just can't get above that $3, can it? Unfortunate. Severely overbought compared to last time you were here. Severely overbought. I have my worries about XRP, but we're going to see what happens. Dogging me? Sure. Dog in me. Dog in me. But yeah, XRP right now does look like it's ready for a bit of a pullback. We're going to see how far it goes. Remember, they could come all the way back down to anywhere between 233 or even as low as 205. And it would still be bullish. So, I begrudgingly say that. XRP, so trash. Yeah, but, you know, for it to be trash and in the top 3, you know. So, I don't like it either. But, hey, I'm not going to give you bad TA. All XRP had to do was get oversold like the rest of the market. Such a shame. Yeah, just couldn't do it. Just couldn't get oversold. But now you're overbought again. So enjoy the next set of consolidation. Alright, XRP done. Let's check out Sol. So Solana, I did get out of my Solana trade. It's pulling back a lot. So I'm just waiting to see if it's done or not. But if we go into the lower time frame, like the 1 hour, you can see how we had a nice break to the upside, but now it looks a lot like a double top, and it's falling down. We're finding support off 157, which is nice. Was former resistance, could be acting as support again. If this is confirmation, very likely we hit 174 as our next leg up. But after that, I would be looking for 226. So 226, market gets bullish again. I do believe Solana is set up nicely to go up there. Moodang, we'll check out Moodang. It will not be in the top 3 for long. Meme coins will pass it this fall. I don't think so, but we're going to see. We will check out Moodang, no worries. XLM, big red candle. Well, of course, that thing was pumping like crazy. Pepe chart. All right, you want Pepe. Check out Pepe. Pepe. All right, next up we have Doge. I know some people are just like, what's the point looking at Doge? Well, people are already filing for spot ETFs on this thing. We hit the 2121. I got asked about this one in Discord the other day. I was like, it hit profit taking level. Now we just wait and see if it's going to break out. I feel like it was decent advice. So at the moment, we are falling with the rest of the market. On your 4 hour, it does look like we're about to back test the 50 simple. If we can hold it, now we can start making an argument for further upside. Overnight into tomorrow, maybe by Wednesday, let's just say it does hold. You could see yourself at 23 cents. So that wouldn't be too bad. Would be alright. Noted, you're still looking for the 618 golden retrace all the way up at 34 cents. So I would say let this thing consolidate, wait until it breaks out and gets a firm backtest before it actually is a good idea to go actionable on a long here. But that's just my opinion. You guys can lose your money all on your own. This double top here is a real problem. Real problem. Because also, you're like super overbought and you finally got a lower high. And then back here, when you were close to this range, you weren't even close to being overbought on the 4 hour. Weren't even close. Really understand why people want to hold Doge? It is inflationary. I don't understand why people want to hold it, but they do. I don't know why, but they do. They claim it's the people's token. I mean, it's funny because the inflation rate, I think it's something around 10,000 tokens a day that's being added. That means $10,000 a day is being added. Solana is also extremely inflationary, but people buy that. That's true. But people buy Solana because they can stake it. And then also it's like memes. So Dogecoin, on the other hand, it's just meme on meme. It's really all it is. And then they have inscriptions. There's the DRC20 tokens. You literally can buy meme coins on the Dogecoin network. It's absolutely insane. Then again, I think Shiba Inu, you can buy memes on Shiba Inu if they ever get developers as well. Area in which I would love to see Doge come down to is the 17,185. If we can test it, pop up, test it again, and break out, I would appreciate that. I would really appreciate that. Number 10 on the light. Number 10 with 34 viewing. Damn. Damn. What's up, Trade Intuition? How you doing today? Welcome in, man. Welcome in. Remember, there's no KYC when smashing the like. Do it today and show your support. Do as he says. Do that. Dogecoin F for the win. Oh boy. Decentralization for the win. Here we are. Good to see you, Joe. It is good to see you. Alright, that's Doge. Let's go to Hype. This is the last one I got for you guys, and we'll go into all of your requests, and we'll go from there. So Hyper Liquid hitting that 1272 surprisingly looks kind of strong up here. I was very surprised when I looked at this earlier, but looking at this on the daily, we can see the bearish divergence, triple bearish divergence that's forming. Very interesting look here. If it did pull back, I would love that. I would love every second of that. However, I'd like it better if it just hit the target first. Doge is dead. It's going to be passed by Pepe and Shib. Probably one day. Probably one day. I don't think you realize the retail investor is not smart. Most of the random retail investors hear about the Dogecoin millionaire, and they're like, I just buy Doge and I become a millionaire, so they throw money into Doge. It's all a scam. It's absolutely ridiculous, but people buy it. Hence the title of today's stream. Keep buying the tops. We need your exit liquidity. We need it. Anyways. If we do come back down for Hyperliquid, I would first look for support at 42.28. Retail investor is very smart. Make stocks go up. Crypto poopy. That's funny. Actually, yeah, there's reportedly more retail in the stock market than ever. It's kind of crazy. Been in Dogecoin since that. Nice. Dogecoin millionaire still has credit card debt and never sold. That's fair. That's fair. He did. Yeah. I don't think I started that whole sentence with like he was smart. Never said that. Actually, I tell the whole thing about like the lottery winners pretty often. Lottery winners, surprisingly, they normally go bankrupt within the like 1 to 2 years of winning. That is an average. And I'm like, how do you get hundreds of millions of dollars and you manage to spend it that fast? That's amazing to me. I wouldn't even know what to do with it. I would just like sit in my room by myself, chilling, just like I don't know what to do. It is what it is. You're right. It is what it is. Way more money and other memes. Oh boy, here we are. Now we're going to talk about which trash is the shiniest trash. That's insane. He doesn't need to sell. From what I can tell, he makes bank on TikTok and Instagram. He could. So yeah, if we do pull back here, I could see up to a 14% drop out of this thing and a nice back test down here because you haven't done it yet. But once again, on the 4 hour, it does not really look bearish. So I don't know if they're going to try and go with the flat line of hell, but man, doesn't look bad. Looking more like you could hit that 55.18 level for hype. Alrighty. Gold star 32. I can't look at that one, Jim. I'm sorry. It won't let me. I need to upgrade my plan to unlock this wild one. Sheesh. Oh, wait. Nope, we're on it. Never mind. I take it back. Why would I have to upgrade then? Not making any sense. Not making no sense. Oh, boy. So you had your bearish divergence. If we turn over, this could be your lower high. This could be really bad. On the weekly. How interesting. How interesting. Okay, so we're just downtrending here. Great, love it. Well, if this is any indication of more downside, that could be really bad. However, I would be bullish on this. Late, did you do Sol? I did. I did do Sol. We're waiting to see if it holds 142 or not. And then if it does, could be heading up to 173. Something like that. Crypto market versus gold. Very interesting. It is very interesting. So here's our current uptrend. If we can maintain this uptrend, great, awesome. If we can break to the upside, even better. However, I don't believe anything Doge Millionaire says. He's a big fraud, I'm hearing. Yeah, probably. It is crypto. There's a lot of fraudsters out there. A lot of fraudsters. You hit the 1272 and pulled right on back. Sheesh, that was a deep retrace too. But you did get your higher low. That's all that actually matters. So, if this is bullish, if we do continue to the upside, we get some good data, we get Wall Street to stop peeing their pants over inflation, then maybe we could start heading up to this, what is this, $50.85 billion level. Just maybe. But it's all up to Wall Street at this point. Yeah, I'm starting to realize Wall Street is the one selling off everything. If we're supposed to be the crypto capital of the world, why is the rest of the world buying while Wall Street sells off? It's so strange. So strange. You got famous from 80K in credit card debt? I don't know. I live in California. That actually doesn't even sound like it's that bad. You hear about a bunch of people out here who have like over 100,000 in credit card debt and just living their life. Retail took over the stock market, Wall Street, and crypto as a protest, I guess. Oh, sir, yeah. Wealthy people, they take a shit ton out in debt. A shit ton. It's to offset all of their taxes. Remember, if you have more debt than you have income, you can't pay taxes. So then you can start buying a bunch of random stuff, or should I say, the bank buys it for you. Just one of those great little things. I guess the whole thing was you work, borrow, die, and then you hand over all the assets to your kids, and generational wealth is achieved. that was the whole thing. Or it's like live, invest, pull out debt, and then die. So, because you can't carry your debt with you past the grave, but now they're starting to like push it on to the next of kin, which it's like, oh, that's messed up. They didn't do it. ZBZN. Bro, change your background at least. You circuit breaker is right behind you. Looks like you're in a tiny spot by closet. How do you want people to take your advice? Like, really? Oh, Michael Lopez. Here's this really positive thing you can do. Go fuck yourself and leave. I mean, you don't have to be here. Thanks, bro. Later. The hell? Alright. So, looking at ZBZN, we have so ZBZN on the weekly is now touching support, which is great. Love to see that, especially on the weekly. We end up getting a bullish engulfing candle. Nice. Okay. Next support's down here. Interesting. Going into the daily. Now on our daily, the stochastic is what has me worried, and we are below that 50 simple moving average. So being below the 50 does have me a bit worried. I'd love confirmation. If we can touch this 25514 level once again, that would be great. If not, maybe we get support off that 1835 level. Could be a little better. Could be. But working for the win. What? Someone clipped that? Oh. It's just idiots on the internet. I don't care. There you go. You were in a major downtrend. You popped up. That's great to see. On the daily, we do have a level of resistance here that we want to focus in on right there. We could not break above it. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. So, here's our little area. Sweet. Love it. So we have this little box of liquidity here. I do love finding these little boxes. So right in here is the area in which I would love to see ZBZN break above. This right here. I love finding these because it's a great zone in which once you do break above it, you know it's a major inflection point. And then of course you have this little section in here right after. So this is fine. This is actually fine. Going into our 4-hour time frame. Now on our 4-hour, we are trying to bullishly consolidate. So that is positive. However, we have bearish divergence and a lower high. So I would be leaning towards shorting just because of that. So here's our downtrend that we need to fight against. If we cannot break above it, I would be looking for a bit of downside coming down to support down here. Fibs line up perfectly with it. So 20 to possibly 22% downside if we stay bearish. I actually learned a lot from you, good sir. The time you take to spread your knowledge. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. Oh, don't worry. I don't think one random idiot on the internet is ever worth my time. So it's fine. I stream in my garage so I can be away from my family and have no distractions. I don't think people realize where I stream doesn't matter. It's the information I'm giving. And then if I'm constantly wrong all the time, who cares? Don't watch. But you can go in the Discord where I actually post my gains. I have nothing to prove here. I literally can just scroll up and show you guys winning trades. I don't care. So anybody wants to talk shit about my trading, it's fine. Come into the Discord, talk your shit, post your gains every day. Do it. I don't think you will. Be better. Run your own channel. There's always a thought. But no, there's a lot of people who like to just talk crap on the internet because they're not in front of you. So they don't actually matter. And to me, they don't exist. You a real one, respect? I like to say I'm performance based. Like, nobody should ever believe words that I say. You should just believe the results that come out of it. That's all it is. Somebody's like, I can't listen to somebody who's not in a mansion. I'm positive those people in mansions are not going to teach you anything either. So good luck out there. So yeah, this on the 4-hour ZBZN, this is our problem here. We were unsuccessful with breaking to the upside. We found tons of resistance between this 39527 level and whatever these lows are. I would say right here. The it's 34860. I have it marked out. I just can't see it. But anyways, That's where we're finding major resistance. A 22% drop seems likely if the market stays bearish. However, as I said before, this is considered bullish consolidation. You are back in neutral territory, so if the market does not have a major pullback, this thing is all but set and ready to go to the upside. So you're just literally waiting. That's all you're doing. You're sitting back, you're waiting, you're seeing if it's going to drop or not. But if it does not drop, if you get the breakout of the downtrend, first target I'm looking for is a 1272 to the upside, hitting this 43389 level. So here's your bullish case right now. You could see this thing rally up anywhere between 32 to a possible 42% upside move. But remember, until the breakout, stay bearish. Stay bearish until the breakout. Do not start trying to go long for no reason. Hey, Bill Gates started Microsoft in his garage. That's true. So did Jeff Bezos. He started in his garage with Amazon. Who would have thought an online bookstore would own all that it owns now, where they actually got in trouble for like a monopoly? Kind of crazy if you think about that. Kind of crazy. But yeah, so ZBZN right now, I'm leaning toward the 22% downside at the moment. This would also be a confirmation of your lows. It would still be a higher low as well. But if you don't get it and we do start blasting off, 42% upside. This is what I'm seeing. So that's ZBZN. Dog and me. Dog and me. So here we are with Dog and me. You got a nice break to the upside. This looks really, really nice. I could completely see this thing going up to this 8766. This looks great. You just have to maintain above this little box of death. If you can stay above that, you're doing pretty darn good in my opinion. You currently have a downtrend to work off of. So here you go. Here's your downtrend to work off of. So yeah, if we can stay above and we don't start getting pooped on, you have a beautiful run to the upside. Healthy pullback to 33.1 million market cap for Manu. Stating to mover back up. Wait, huh? We'll have to look at Manu. I don't remember what I said about that coin. Stating to mover back up. Is mover going up? That'd be weird. Fighting against the entire market? Bitcoin's still pulling. Thoughts on CRO? Looks very promising this year, especially with Trump's media company, Truth Social, filing ETF for CRO. Included in the big boy basket. Really? I didn't know that. We'll check it out. We'll check it out. CRO. We shall check it out. Alright. Well, yeah, Dog and me, you're still doing just fine. If you do decide to retrace down, you have a lot of support sitting below you between a lot of 4s and a 3833. If you did come down to that 3833, might be the best opportunity for you to get in on a fresh new long, but no, I could see a 50% retrace coming. Could see it. Eric Trump is friends with what's his face who runs CRO? Really? CRO is a good coin. I'll agree to disagree. Since Eric is running DJT, makes sense. That does make sense. That does make sense. Moodang. Alright, Moodang's one of those weird ones. I was trying to trade it earlier. I don't like what it's doing. We had this crazy spike up last night while we were live on stream. We got stopped by the downtrend, so that's unfortunate. I am going to clear the chart real quick of all this noise. So let's get rid of all this noise here because there is so much going on. But right now, this is considered bullish consolidation, just so you guys know, but it is consistently making lower highs. Consistently. Sorry for typo. Started to move back up. Oh, gotcha. No worries. Sorry, mover happens to be a crypto, so I didn't know what you meant. So yeah, on the daily here, we do have a couple levels that are of interest, and right now you're fighting to hold on to one of them. Fighting to hold on to one of them, you lose it. Then you got support down there. Got support down there. On your daily, though, you had a nice golden cross that you decided to fall through. And now you're starting to get some bids to the upside. We really do need Bitcoin to start pushing up. Johnny, what's up? How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. I run. Thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. Cass and XCN. All right. All right. Cass. XCN. All righty. So Moodang, it gave me all the things that I like to see in a trade. You basically made a low, you popped up, you touched a higher low, you popped up, you're consolidating bullishly. But this right here from yesterday, that had me worried, so I got out of the trade. I only got like a 5% gain or something. It was pretty bad. Considering we were up 189% last night, pretty bad. But better safe than sorry. At least I'm not losing money. What I'm noticing here is we have consecutively lower highs on our relative strength, lower highs on everything. But he ran out of gas. Looks like Wall Street only filled it to about a quarter, right? So I am looking at possible downsides, considering what was once acting as support became resistance. So possible downsides, we get back into this choppy zone down here. Moodang is a meme, so actually there's no value to it, but all the momentum could bring you down up to 74%, getting you back into this range and confirming your lows. So I am a little worried about Moodang. I don't think it's going to drop, but if Bitcoin has a major pullback, Moodang is toast. More than likely going to test this 05055. I say it wouldn't be unheard of for them to make this week suck, since institutions are running the show. I don't know if I said that. I forgot a lot of what I said. I have very short-term memory, but considering we did hit all-time highs, consolidation's kind of recommended. So I would think Bitcoin wouldn't look that bad, but the alts might bleed out just really badly. However, as Bitcoin goes up for that lower high, we're going to see some alts go absolutely insane. We're going to see it. And then everybody's going to be like, we're super bullish again. They're just enticing people to buy into these things so they can dump it on their head. They're doing a really poor job this time around. Last bull cycle, they did a much better job. This time, you can tell they're hurting for more money. So they can't really entice the retail investor to start diving into things, because they can't just go out creating millionaires left and right. Yeah, it would make sense if we pulled back for the whole week. It would surprisingly make a lot of sense. But we need to make a lower high before I can actually say any form of confirmation, because as of this moment, we're just overbought and consolidating to the downside. So till there's confirmation, we're up in the air. There's no telling. That's also why like nights like this, sometimes I'll just not go live, and it's literally just because it's like, well, we have no direction for the most part until Bitcoin makes a choice. Yeah. Why? What's up? What's going on?
Nothing. I was just gonna get dishes.
Oh. They can't seem to pull retail away from stocks no matter how hard they push the price on news media. That's true. They really can't. And that's probably because the stock market reacts normally. It's less volatile. It's more, you can read it. Most old coins will not do well versus new coins. Meme coins will take over, it looks like. Yeah, because when retail does come in here, the first thing they do is they start buying memes, and then when the memes stop, they get out. Like, that's what they did, 3 times so far? It's like, geez. Okay. Train tuition. What's up? Alright. Moodang, done with this. It looks kind of bearish to me as it can't break out of the downtrend. If it does break out of the downtrend, the thing looks crazy bullish. Crazy bullish. I guess I should give you the upside target, because as of this second, it's considered bullish consolidation. As soon as you lose that 12,997, you'll know for a fact that it's not. So if we do rally on to the upside, you're going to be looking for 48089. That's what you're going to be looking for. However, maybe on the strength, we should stop downtrending. We should stop doing that. So, yo, what's up, Baltav? How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, let's check out Cass for runs New York. We're gonna go with runs New York. All right, right now, Cass doesn't look bad. Looks like it's coming down for a little back test though. On the daily, you are still underneath the 200 simple moving average. You're finding a lot of resistance right underneath this 0.91947. That's going to be the price to beat. You did have bullish consolidation here. You would love to see a back test as support and then a run to the upside, looking for 10.3912. That would be ideal. If it continues running to the upside, then you know this higher low was just a bullish move, and we could find ourselves back up to 17 cents. In reality, though, right this moment, it looks just fine for Caspa. Looks just fine. You've broken out of downtrends. You're doing okay. The market needs to figure out that they actually like this thing, because your longer term target on this thing is disgusting. Actually disgusting. You got a double bottom down here. You could find yourself at 30 cents. That would take a very long time. Don't think it's going to happen by tomorrow, but that could take a very long time. 240% upside is a possibility. You just don't know how low they're going to take this thing before they start sending it to the upside. But this double bottom is very promising. The higher low is better. So with that, you should see a nice little trend reversal to the upside, and you would be looking for higher highs. Oh, maybe the market's going to stop being so bearish. Bonk trying to run for some reason. I don't know why Bonk's trying to do that. Still in TRX long? Nice. Congratulations, Sleep. You're still in it. Still in it to win it. XCN. You'd like to request BTC.D? We'll check that out next, Jim. We'll check it out next. That's what I was supposed to look at. Sorry, I was looking through all the Bitcoin stuff, and yeah, that's the one I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Lost train of thought. So, bearish case did not pan out here. Did not play out here. Now, for XCN, looks like if we can stay above this 160594 level, fantastic. Maybe we get a 618 golden retrace, getting us up to this 3338234 level. Just maybe. That's a lot of upside. On the daily, I would like to see a little bit of consolidation. We're a little bit in the overbought territory, but it's nothing too extravagant. Looking at the 4 hour, yeah, your 4 hours kind of resetting fast. Kind of like the rest of the market, the 4 hour time frame is resetting so fast that I do think we're going to have probably a bullish day tomorrow. Probably, otherwise Wednesday. It depends on CPI data. I hate to say it, but it depends on the data, because Wall Street does not want to pump anything. All they want to do is sell, sell, sell. Non-stop selling. It's kind of wild. I wish I knew why Bonk was going up so much. Oh, wait. Didn't Bonk, like, outperform Pump Fund or something? I thought I was looking at something like that. I guess right now you probably want a level in case you do pull back further. So right now, if you do pull back a little further, you're looking for support right down here at 172776. You have a bearish engulfing candle on the 4 hour, so overnight we might actually come down and touch this. We might. I'm not saying you will, you might. You do have bearish divergence on the 4 hour as well,
with getting your higher high and lower relative strength. So keep that in mind. I'm sure some of you are like, what are you talking about? Ooh, RSI, lower high, higher high. That is bearish divergence. People are selling into this rally. Doesn't mean it has to stop now. Just could stop soon. Level when price slices through support like hot butter. I mean, it is nice to see that, because then you know that there are a bunch of whatever direction the leverage trades are getting liquidated. But then you always have to wonder, like, oh, are we going to come down right now for a back test, or what's the plan here? So yeah, that's the only problem I ever have with it. BTC.D. Can I look at Beam? Sure. Sure can. BTC.D. Bitcoin dominance has been falling. Well, this is probably why some of the alts have been running so well. Beautiful. We were looking for a hopefully, possibly... Oh my god. Oh. So yeah, we're hoping and praying that we come back down into these levels down here. But as of right now, getting a move down to 60% seems possible. Seems possible. We'll see if it plays out. The daily's not really giving me too much hope for that, though. Almost oversold on the dominance. Could see dominance start rising back up again. Jeez, most bullish coin for the night. DZ, I'm not very bullish on many things for overnight. I'm more bullish on seeing what could happen in the morning, but I guess right this second, we'll say bonk, because it's up 4%. Can I check QNT? Sure. Sure can there, bucko. Okay. So yeah, that's Bitcoin dominance. On the daily, it does look like it wants to rally based off your indicators. However, it's just dominance. It doesn't have to. Daily is resetting so fast. Looks like 70% is on the way, right? But I think that would take a dump, which would be really strange. It'd be really strange to see Bitcoin take a heavy dump and just start sending dominance through the roof. It'd be a little strange. I would prefer to see it pop back up and just get stopped out at 65 and then roll over. That's what I would prefer. That's what I would prefer. I guess C token also looks pretty good for tonight, DZ. C, S-E-I, looks pretty good. But nobody wanted to look at it. Alright, Pepe. Pepe found its resistance right at the 618. You hit it once, you hit it twice, you pulled back. Now we're looking to see if we can hold the 200 and or possibly this level down here at 1040. Thanks, Borg. I'll check it out. No problem, man. No problem, man. So right now, if Pepe does pull back, I would love to see this level here get tested. Right there. From these candle high closes, so 1044. If we can come down and touch it and hold, then I could see a lot more upside for this bad boy. But as of right now, great move to the upside, hitting that 618 golden retrace, getting that 41% move to the upside. So congratulations to anybody who decided to hold through this. And we'll see what it does from here. We will see what it does from here. CRO. CRO was looking so promising on a breakout. It was looking so promising. You got a bit overbought. Now it looks like consolidation is here to stay. Yeah, Bonk is still running up. It's up 6% right now. Bonk is just going. Bitcoin looks like it's cooled off on its whole retracement thing. So I guess we're going to have to revisit Bitcoin pretty soon. see if it's at a level in which, hey, maybe it's actionable, maybe not. I don't know. We're going to finish going through these requests, though. What time is it? 9:23. I guess if it does rally, it would start now. I didn't even check on the pumpkin people this whole time because they're silent all the time. So silent over here. Crazy. Alrighty. CRO is still promising. It's very early. Very early. They were in the last bull run. They're an entire functioning exchange. Still could see it coming up to this 17183 level on the 618 golden retrace. This price is a steal. I refuse to buy this thing. But I can understand why people think that if you like the project. Because golden retrace from your high to low, you're looking at this to here. As a long-term hold, I guess it does make sense to some people. Looking for 60 cents. Me personally, I just don't like it. But a possible 464% upside could be coming. I just personally don't like it. Level, you said we need to hold the other day. Well, I'm glad that we got the level, Rich. I'm glad we got the level. But yeah, so this is a possibility. Whenever the market gets bullish enough, I'm sure CRO is going to do just fine. It's just not my cup of tea. Most exchange tokens, I don't ever think about holding, so it's just not my cup of tea. I don't like it. The only reason it even pumped that high last cycle was because they burned 70% of the supply. Fair point. But they also got the crypto arena. Okay? Yeah. Don't forget about that. Crypto arena was the greatest investment ever. Let's go basketball. It's so weird not calling it the Staples Center. So weird. Beam looking like it's doing one of those sorta kinda double bottoms. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Ugh. Oh man. There you go. Well, it's good you got back above it and you back tested it. That's great. I like that. I like that a lot. You are range bound here. That's the marketing effect. Staples Center stuck with you. Well, of course. Doesn't mean I'm going to Staples for any of my office supplies, I'll tell you that. Office Max was way better. Now, I go to Amazon. Oh, it got into the pocket? Oh, that's too bad. Alright, I would be looking for a little bit of a pullback, consolidation. On the consolidation, if we could hang out. A lot going on here. I need to find a coin that can give you 20% pump. Good luck. DZ, good luck, brother. So, what I would love to see out of Beam, come down to this 5990, hold support, and then start rallying. That would be phenomenal. That would be absolutely phenomenal. Because then you can start making the argument for a possible run to this 618, where you would be then looking for this to play out, getting you all the way up here. This is a part of what everyone calls alt season, which in reality it's just alts recovering. And yeah, you get really, really persuaded into buying alts when things like this start happening. What's my general exit strategy? Selling on the way up? Oh, well, I can actually do it on this one, so I'll show you. Looking at it on the weekly. Selling strategy on Beam. We have several areas. So right here is going to be the first area I would be selling. I would sell off 50% of all my tokens that I purchased down in this range that it's currently in. This is a great purchasing range, in my opinion. But 50% of the tokens that I gathered up down here would be sold at 19,497. Just half of them gone. I'm looking for longs of Bitcoin right now. Am I wrong or kind of wrong for this? Never wrong. Never wrong. Can I do it for CRO? I know it's not your favorite. Well, I guess we can loop back around it after we look at QNT, sure. And I'll stop talking about this one. What happened to MOG? It was so bullish. No idea. CRO. Catching a bounce, Damien. Guys, before I get too far into the rest of this and I end up leaving stream and forgetting, everybody, we got a couple streamers in the house. So you guys should definitely take some time, go check them out. We got Trade Intuition over here. Gives great TA, great education. And then we also have Meet Damien in the house. Right here. You can find him live on YouTube. You can find him live on TikTok. You can find him everywhere. He's there for you. Just watch out. If you're a hot Latina chick, he's coming for you. So let's Meet Damien. Everybody, go check him out. Give him a little subaroo. And then, of course, check out Trade Intuition. Trade Intuition as well. They both go live at separate times than I do, so if you need a little TA fix, you guys should go check them out. Alright. But yeah, so anyways, long story short, when it comes to me taking profits, it's kind of like this level here, I would be taking profits, and then this level right here, I would be taking another. Whatever was left, 50% would be gone right here, and I'd just have a moon bag. Pump token, going to be listed on Coinbase tomorrow. Wonder how it will do. The Coinbase effect has been ineffective lately, if you guys have noticed. Thoughts on Tell? Thank you so much for another $2 super chat. I will check it out. Tell. So yeah, that's how I generally play it. And then the best part is, these are also major inflection points on the weekly, in which the price is likely to turn around anyways. So let's just say you popped up here, you came back down here, you got some dry powder. If you still like the project, you can buy in again. But I always recommend, wait for these double bottoming patterns. That's usually a good time to jump in there. Usually. Good time. Tell coin. Coinbase has been selling off lately. Right. Love how you go live so late Eastern Standard Time. What's up, Nigel? How you doing? Yeah, man, I'm in California. I don't know. I'm sorry. I would go live sooner, but I got children and shit. Until my kids are taken care of by my wife, I gotta just stick it out, man. Alright. Tell looks interesting on the weekly. You just retook both your two... Oh, you just got a golden cross on the weekly. What the hell? So we have a golden cross on the weekly and 2 weeks of pumpage so far. This does not look bad. Actually, looks pretty good. Let's check out the daily. You kind of stopped in the middle of nowhere. What? Why did it stop right there? Oh, is that why? Oh, you used this peak over here? No one would have seen that coming. What a liquidity grab, probably. Jeez, nobody would have seen that. Oh my goodness. They're just out here ruining people. Just ruining them. Death cross on the daily, pumps up from it. I don't even understand, man. I don't even understand what's going on around here. I just work here. Whoa. You come over here. Gonna call it night. Have a busy day in the morning. Good night, everyone. Porky, I put the clip in my Discord. Well, thank you so much for the clip. I do appreciate you. It's just me, or has Sui been outperforming during this slight pullback? No, it probably has, but it was bleeding out for a hot minute there. So it's good that it was getting some love again. Have a great night, trade intuition, sleep well. Pumpcoin has a 28 million market cap. Jeez, this coin gonna dump. Who would have thought? So right now for Tell, the only real thing I'd be looking for is maybe another 51% move to the upside. You have a lot of resistance up here. And I say this is a big maybe because on the daily you're already overbought and you're putting in a lower high. So that is a form of hidden bearish divergence. You could just start dumping profusely. I say could, I don't know for sure. Of course, everyone's going to be like, but it's a higher high than this high, so it canceled out. I understand what you're saying. It's just maybe you shouldn't be so very overbought. The last time you were around overbought was back here, and you were all the way up there. It's not a good look. So until we put in a higher low, I'm going to be a bit bearish on this. Hopefully you come down and you backtest this 4538 level right now. Now that you've gotten a bullish candle close above your 200 daily, you breached it, looks good. Come down, get a back test, and start running your way to the upside. That would be phenomenal. Would be phenomenal. But yeah, that's all I'm seeing out of Tell token right now. Let's go into the 1 hour, see what it's doing overnight. This thing looks weird. So much bearish divergence, and then it just cancels it out. Like, it's a strange looking coin to me. It's a very strange looking coin to me. I would be looking for the lower high and then the pullback, but I have a bias to the downside tonight, so this is why I'm probably not going to be trading at all tonight. I shouldn't be looking at things with a bias. I shouldn't. I should only be like, hey, you popped up out of there. What in the world? I should just be like, hey, you popped up out of there. You're probably going to make another 51% upside because it's going up. I can't help but have a little bearish bias right now. So, that's unfortunate. Either way, at least I'm smart enough to just, I'm going to stay out of trades. I'm thinking too much. Thinking a pullback makes sense. Can't do that until you get wrecked. But anyways. Anywho, QNT. And then we'll go look at CRO for those profit-taking levels. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, like this, automatically I'm like, ooh, lower high. Let's short it. Automatically. That's all I'm thinking. So terrible. Oh, man. You have a nice little uptrend here that you're bouncing off of. So this could be very bullish. You also have a very flat line of resistance right there. So if we do pop back up above this, this could be a very nice move to the upside. To be fair, we're up massively from April. That is true. That is true. So if this is bullish consolidation, do you have any long-term holds? Yes. Bryce, I do. I have Solana, AVAX, I have some ADA, I have Kava, I got Algorand, I got some Link in there, got some Atom. I have a lot of long-term holds. GFI is my favorite right now. It's absolute favorite. I think it's going to do great. Near Protocol's in there. I looked at it the other day. I have Conflux. I totally forgot about that token. I totally forgot about it. I have a little bit of Sui. Got some Aave. I have some... I do have Bonk. Surprisingly, I looked at my Phantom wallet. Bonk was sitting in there. I was like, whoa. I got Bonk. I got C token. I got OP. I have Ethereum. I have Bitcoin. You know, the standard. I will never hold XRP ever again. But yeah, I do not hold Doge. Surprisingly, I do not hold any Doge. That was a surprise to me. I thought I had some. I don't. Bitcoin will probably top in 2027. I think 2026 is going to surprise people. I think it'll surprise people too. I'm in the super cycle group now. I could definitely see this thing going up 37% if you can maintain this uptrend for QNT. QNT actually looks really strong right here. Let's check it out on the 4-hour real fast. Yeah, the 4-hour looks pretty darn good. You're above the 200. Maybe you come wick down and touch it, then move on up. But QNT looking really strong at this level. A 37% pop to the upside really does make sense to me. Really does. Also possible that Bitcoin doesn't top until the convertible debt implosion, possible 2028. Most of the bonds mature then. Ooh, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. Oh, shit. Oh, well, this is way more likely now that I'm zooming out. Holy shit. Yeah, 37% upside, getting you up about that 148 level looks really good. You'll have XRP to 58. Yeah, 0.58. That would be fantastic. If it rejects harshly off this $3, oh, I'm just going to laugh. I'm going to laugh so hard. I don't think it will, but I will still laugh. You know, I heard someone earlier today online, people were talking about Solana, and they were like, oh, do you think Solana can get to 1,000? This person said, I don't think so. I think it tops out 500 to 700. And then they asked him about XRP, and they're like, oh no, XRP definitely 10, maybe $20 because of the spot ETFs. And I was like, what? So spot ETFs are supposed to catapult XRP all the way up there, but it's not even it's gonna barely give a 2x from previous all-time highs to Solana. That didn't make any sense to me. But, you know, that's on them. That's on them. What's up, K-Say? Hey, how you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. But yeah, QNT, 37% upside. Let's go look at CRO again. Let's go look at CRO. So if I were doing CRO, CRO's chart looks gross. If I'm being completely honest, it looks absolutely gross. But these two levels, so at 26,809, I would sell off half my tokens. In this range that it's currently in is the buying zone, and then I'd sell off another half up here at 5038. So at that point I would only have 25% of the tokens I purchased down here as my moon bag at that point. That's all I'd have. And then if it pulled back and I still liked it and it got back down into these zones all the way down here, I'd be purchasing again. Because you have a very distinct zone in which it's a good idea to buy. And the reason I can say that is because we have this high here and this low right here. How has price interacted with it? You got down into this zone back in November of 2022. You didn't exit the zone until February of 2024. So, yeah, you had almost 2 years of accumulation down here. And then you had a bit more accumulation down here. Then you just got a bit more just now. So anybody who's been buying at these levels, they're looking for the payday. And you had multiple years to be able to buy into this asset. So literally, because of where I would be purchasing, I could literally just say, oh, half of my tokens, I would gain 184%. And then a quarter of those tokens still would end up gaining the 440%. And otherwise, it just never reaches those levels and I hold it forever, which would be kind of terrible, but always a possibility. 700 would be about 450 billion in market cap for Sol. Nice. Yep, I've been buying since 5 cents. It's wild. 5 cents. The low of the range. That's good. That's good. Well, yeah, every single time I hear everybody talk about, oh, just DCA, just DCA, just DCA, I'm like, why don't you just DCA in a low zone? Why would I DCA up here if I was DCAing through here? Why would I do that? I'm looking to take profits up here. I've noticed that often I see the most bullish looking setup and then it suddenly fails. What's happening? Is it too many people longing, creating a long squeeze? Is it manipulation? The entire markets in the world are manipulated. So, yeah, it's basically just there becomes a lot of people who see the exact same thing on a chart, and then they decide, oh, I'm going to go long. So, as more people are going long than going short, market makers see that pool of liquidity, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, dang, let's go grab some liquidity. All right, now we can send this thing up. That's really all it is, because if you have a giant pool of liquidity sitting at a level and they're all longs, then you know you're going to have sell pressure as you go up. Just non-stop sell pressure. It's a lot harder for the asset to run at that point. That's why you're better off waiting for breakout, backtest, and then the momentum to come in to push it to the upside to jump into those trades. If you're doing a swing trade and you see a very distinct level of support, then you put a stop loss, let's just say like 2% below that support. You could be okay, but that's for swing trading. You're also putting your stop loss way outside of where other stop losses would be that could be high leverage. And it's just a safer way to play. But if you always have deep enough stop losses, you don't have to worry about the liquidations. Because liquidations, generally speaking, it'll be like a 2 to 3% drop. I am counter trading the majority here since everybody said 2026 or later. I'm selling my crypto in 2025 to lock in those gains. Interesting. The reason why I always say 2026 or later is because the economy is still trash. Maybe if we're lucky, the economy gets strong again by the end of this year. Maybe if we're lucky, but more than likely by summer of next year, the economy will get strong again. People will start getting like tons of jobs again, things, low interest rates, so then people can get money easier. It's just the market, everything is just poop right now. And then in the car market, so I just recently saw, apparently there was a bunch of pull forward in inventory for vehicles, especially Ford. My goodness, Ford dealerships, they are stocked to the gills. They're going to have to start just giving cars away pretty soon here. It's kind of wild. But, we'll see how things go. We'll see how they go. I just play it day by day. By the end of this year, the bear market will start. It's a strong, very, very, like, you got to realize interest rates are not going up. They're only going down. We're expecting 2 more interest rate cuts by the end of the year. So you're basically saying, all right, we're going to be in a bear market as companies and indices and different equity things can start getting cheaper money. I don't know, man. I don't know. Why would the bear market start when the macroeconomy trend is about to be everything the market wants? Yeah, what he said sounded more elegant. Yeah, just yeah, I don't know. Same cycle shows that bear market starts in November, December, in the same year of Bitcoin halving. No? Well, that's just it. The whole argument is the 4-year cycle is probably dead. And it's going to be something different. Alright, let's go back to Bitcoin real quick. See what's happening here. Oh. Nobody could have planned that. Yeah, the problem with what Bitcoin's doing here, nice catching the bounce. We need to get a break of this high and get a back test of this level. Unless Bitcoin breaks the 4-year cycle. Yeah, that's what we're thinking. And then you also got to factor in the FOMO. It'll probably pop in. But this time FOMO is going to be a little different because we can have institutional FOMO alongside retail FOMO. It could be a nice little wildfire. Maybe, just maybe. It's the most ugly looking wedge of all time. Maybe. Let's see what Bitcoin does. That is the ugliest wedge I've ever drawn. What's it look like on the 1 hour? Maybe a little. No, it looks just as disgusting. What a gross looking. Ugh. Ironically, there are times that it can actually, the majority who are counter trading try to short the pumps and end up causing a short squeeze. Well, yeah. So you have to counter the counter trading and just trade. That's true. That's true. Worst thing you can do for the next 3 years is stay in cash, in my opinion. Inflation is about to force assets and commodities to push up. That is so true. But noted, I think we're about to get asset inflation and not quite as much money printing inflation by way of the tax cuts. So next year, this is also another reason why I say next year by summer, because most people get their tax returns pretty close to like May or something. So as we're getting into summer, people are all of a sudden going to look at their tax return and be like, "Oh, I have money. This is weird." So yeah, I do think next year is going to be interesting. I think it's going to be really interesting next year. So he's not directly printing money for people, but he's just letting people have more money. Just letting them have more money, which is great. Because then you're going to get more people buying Hellcats. Woo! America! But yeah, Bitcoin right now, I guess, maybe, kind of, if you look at it in a nice way, looks a little bit like a falling wedge. So we could have a move to the upside. As of right now, if we do have that move to the upside, Bitcoin, and noted, this is provided the low is in. We do not know if the low is in because we have zero confirmation. But if the low is in, your next target, you're going to be looking for 127. So whenever anybody says, "Oh, why can't you make a trade or anything?" I need a downtrend to work off of. Once we get a downtrend, we get a breakout and a confirmation. That's when I can start trading again. You think Bitcoin topped? From the looks of it, no. I think the Fed lowers rates again, stocks up, and fans the flames for inflation, and then pause again. After the next pause, Bitcoin tops out. I don't think Jerome Powell's got time to do that shit. Reason I say that is because Jerome Powell, he is out of there by May. Yeah, we're talking about May again. May is seeming like a really good month. But yeah, I don't think we topped out. All we did was got overbought. We got to wait and see what Bitcoin does. This daily candle here, that's not a good candle. The bulls really do have to push this thing up if they don't want to see some form of a reversal, push all the way down, something to that effect. But like, to call a top right now, I don't think it's topped out. We don't have the new bearish divergence. We need that new. Also, we're still really close to our moving averages.
all things considered. It's entirely possible you see the Fed lose its independence after Powell steps down. Haven't seen that since 1940s. Okay. Alright. That is a possibility. I know there's some people who are like, that would be awful. I don't know. When the same people saying it would be awful were mad about Elon because he was an unelected person, I don't remember electing the Fed chair ever. I don't recall that. Just a little consistency would be nice. This crypto week in the White House is going to be interesting. Oh yeah, the crypto week, mainly as a means of pushing the debt down and reigniting and the deficit. Same playbook as we did used in the past, World War II. Really? Got a little history lesson here. What's going on with SPX? Oh shit. Okay, SPX, we see you. Jeez, beautiful bastard. SPX might be a really bullish token tonight. Could see this thing rally all the way up here to 227. Some things are just looking more bullish than others. Some things. You're alive in 1940s. Call for a revote. Kinda. I don't remember electing America. Interesting. It sounds like America is going to be exit liquidity for the rest of the world in the 4-year cycle. I don't know, man. America's kind of been, I don't know, the retail giant of the world. As soon as America's like, oh, we're going to put tariffs on you so that we have to make our own goods, the whole world freaked out. I'm just wondering how much crap is America buying from other countries. Apparently a lot. Kind of wild when you think about that. The level of freak out that happened, all because we mentioned tariffs. All of a sudden, the world wants to go crazy. Heard you talking about ZBZN when I just turned into the stream, but I missed what you said. It was a sleeping giant? No way I would say that. I never say that about anything. No possible way I would ever say that. I don't think any trash coins are sleeping giants. I think that you can profit off them because momentum dictates the price action. So, no. Would never say a sleeping giant. Alright. So yeah, I'm interested to see what the market looks like at market open. I'm not going to be doing any trades tonight. The market just seems odd to me. And I would much prefer to get a good night's sleep. Also, I have the kids all day tomorrow. We do have members only chat tomorrow night for the live stream, so it'll be only for the members. And yeah. Other than that, everybody, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go to sleep. Maybe I'll watch a little anime before I go to bed. Who knows? I just need to decompress here. I'm just tired. That's all it is. What I was saying about ZBZN, if it decides to be bearish, we could see a 22% drop, which already it's trying to catch bids, so good for it. If it is bullish, we could see a 42% run to the upside. So just prepare yourself for that. There's a shout out. I think I got a couple of your subs from that. Sweet. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Getting there, money late. Every other country already lowered interest rates. Just a thought. Masterminds be masterminding. Every bull run, they say it's going longer. Makes sense. Sleep well, everyone. Everybody get some good sleep. Have a good one, man. Take care. I will take care. We'll take care. Hopefully we don't see that jackass in this stream ever again. You know what? Hold on. Where'd that guy go? I want to ban him. I don't want to see that guy ever again. Who's that Michael person?
Michael Lopez. Yeah, fuck this guy. Banning him. Hide user on this channel. Put in timeout. Remove. Nope. I guess we're gonna hide him. Is that banning him? Sure. Hide him from this channel. Alright. Screw that guy. Out of here. Never want to see that Michael person again. Alrighty. So, everybody, I'm getting on out of here. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Hopefully, you all have a great night's rest. I appreciate you. Take it easy. Deuces, everybody. I'm out. Maybe I'll catch you in the Discord. Maybe. Links in the description down below. Did I have any messages over here? No, I didn't. Alright, I'm jumping on.